Hi, I'm Lauren. Welcome to Publisher Group Talks. The aim of the channel is to create a platform that lives up to a motto of arrive smart, leave smarter. Our goal is to educate, inform, and inspire creatives. Regardless of where they are, creatives are creatives, and we want you to feel inspired by our shows, as well as educated too. Today's studio guest is Nadine Le Roux. Welcome, Nadine.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you here. I have to tell you that you've made show history so far, because we haven't recorded that many, but you're the first girl on the show.
No way.
Yeah.
I feel very privileged.
You should. You should, definitely. And it wasn't actually an intention that we had so many guys in the show before. It just worked out like that. And they kind of came forward, and here we are. So I'm really glad that you're here.
Thank you for inviting me.
You're welcome. The reason why I have invited you, and I'd like to also tell the audience, is that, you know, obviously you're also a client, and we've known each other for many years. And I think that the information that you have to share and what you've been doing with I Love YZER, and just to give the audience a little bit of a background, you started the magazine how many years ago?
We started the magazine in 2013.
And how many, let's re-ask that question. How many editions are we on now?
Currently, I'm working on the 20th edition. Yeah, issue 20 of I Love YZER, darling.
That's amazing.
Can't believe it.
No, I agree. And, you know, I'll just give the audience a little bit of a background, because when you first contacted me back in 2013, and you had contacted me regarding some InDesign training, and when we spoke about it, you said that you wanted to create a magazine. And you had, just so that the audience know, you've never worked on InDesign. In terms of having experience in the publishing industry, there wasn't really experience on that level. It was just something that you wanted to do, something you felt inspired about. And we have had that relationship ever since.
Yes.
And I remember when I first came to do the training with you, and I still thought to myself, like, wow, like, you're gonna need help with this. With my experience in publishing, and you wanting to do this on your own, it almost seemed like a task that I still thought initially, I don't know if you're going to manage to pull it off. I don't know if you're going to be able to take this where you want it to be, and yet you've managed to do that.
Yeah, I just had an idea one day, because we basically started our company I Love YZER to promote YZerfontein as a tourism destination, and we created 2 events, and we saw that there's a gap in the market. There were no platforms to advertise businesses or events or anything back then. So I just thought, why not start a magazine? And yeah, no background in publishing, design at all.
Writing either, because you write a lot of the articles and you edit them.
Yeah, so being very stubborn and wanting to do things my way, I just thought, no, I'm going to do this, and contacted you, and yeah, the rest is history. Basically, we made it work.
Yeah, you did. And the magazine for a long time was free as well.
Yes, we started charging for the magazine at the beginning of last year. We charged R8 just to help with some of the production costs. And beginning this year, we upped it to R10 per issue. Initially, there was a bit of resistance, but now it's really not a problem. The magazines sell really well, and the feedback is great. We've grown the magazine as well. I think our first issue we had 24 pages. And our average page count is now about 52, and December it went up to 64.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, we do 4 magazines a year, about issues a year.
Yeah. And also, I know as the years have gone by and slowly their page count has increased, it's also a sign of the advertisers wanting to come on board and see it as a platform, as a place to be seen as well, and have their events advertised and their services.
Yeah. Now, we've initially it was difficult to get advertisers because it's something new. It's a lot of small family-owned businesses, and they didn't. When you're in the city, it's like a given. You know, you advertise in a magazine or any other platform, and you know it's difficult to explain.
Yeah. No,
you almost have to form a relationship with the people. You know, so we've built such a big network and relationships with people in Eiserfontein and Darling and other areas on the West Coast since then. You know, you almost have to go have some tea and chat and so on, or they pop into your office, and some days you can't get any work done because you sit and chat with everyone and say hi, whatever. But that's the kind of relationship that you have with your clients.
It is. It's client relationships.
Yeah, in a small town. So yeah, it's taken a few years, but we've built our advertiser base, and we've had people advertising since the very first issue in every single issue. So, you know, it's working for them, obviously, otherwise they won't be spending the money with us. And also, they want to be seen in the magazine. It's good for their business. You know, it's a relationship, basically.
It is a relationship. And I think that the magazine, in my opinion, is actually worth more than what you're selling it for, because the articles are interesting and the recipes are great as well. Wish it was a little bit more accessible, because here we're in Cape Town, and even down the south coast, it's hard to get that out in the south, you know, all the way down to Simonstown. The magazine doesn't quite reach it down there, although it's only relative to the West Coast, I know, because it has to do with those services. But still, some of those articles are great articles, and they also cover a lot of celebrities. And those celebrities, I think it's quite impressive, because you can have a magazine, and the magazine can show, you know, if, let's say, you can buy a picture of so-and-so and you can buy an article and you can put it in there to get that. But the celebrities that are on the cover of your magazine are not just celebrities, they're also your friends.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about them and who they are?
Well, all the people that we've had on the cover so far is either friends with myself or my husband or my business partner, Aldray. She used to run a theatre in Stellenbosch, so she booked a lot of artists and became friends with them. So she's got a big network, and I've got a big network of friends in Joburg. My husband used to be in the TV industry, so we've got a very large network of people that we can contact. But most of the people that we've had on the cover are friends of ours. So you phone them or email them and say, I need a favor. Would you mind being on the cover, write an article? But it's usually people that come to visit us, or, you know, we've booked them for shows in Eiserfontein. So it's relevant to our towns.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've had Vita, Kuskombase.
Yes.
There's Polytones, Honor Carstens.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else.
Valiant, Swart.
You've got Jenny Morris on the cover.
Yeah. We had a big fundraiser for the Darling Trust in May. And in support of that event, to raise money, we asked if she could be on the cover, and she agreed. And yeah, it was an amazing event. The magazine did very well. So yeah, we try and incorporate what's happening in the towns with the magazine.
And I like too that it's sort of like that's your market, that's where you identified it, and you kind of went into that. A lot of creatives are always afraid to do something that's a little bit different or hasn't been done, and they overanalyze it. You know, they want to go out and make a documentary, and now they're worried about having to study filmmaking first or going on a short course to make the documentary, where a lot of the time you've just got to do it. You know, you've just got to go out there and you've got to do it, and that's what you've done.
Yeah. I don't think I really thought about the process. I certainly didn't think it was so much work, you know, but it's very rewarding. But yeah, if I make a decision, I stick with it. I don't really s- s- change my mind or, think about it too much. When I just go for it. So I
That's
think
the only way.
Yeah, that's what happened. We didn't have money to start it really. So we relied on the advertisers to pay for the printing and, all the other costs that we had. And we rely on contributions as well. Up to this day, about 95% of the magazine we do ourselves. It's basically 4 of us. But yeah, content, it's all people that contribute, people from the area that write the articles and so on. So we try and keep the content local.
And also there's a key aspect in that is that it's collaborative.
Yes.
And that it's not just done in an individual silo where it's one person trying to do everything. It's kind of, you've opened it up to the community to come forward and help make that what it is.
Yeah, because I'm not a writer really, so at all. So I rely on other people. That's not my skill. That's not my strong point. I can organize. I can what have you, but I can't do writing. So we need. We've got people contributing. We actually have a lot of regular contributors now. With each issue, they submit articles, which is nice, and people actually can't wait for the next issue. We have a guy called Boykie Basson that does a history article on Eiserfontein in every issue. And people can't wait to see how the story unfolds. So it's basically like a long mini-series in our magazine. And it's just nice to see and read about the history and the people of the area and what happened and how things have changed. And I think that's why we also get a lot of support from the locals, is because it's almost like they can feel proud of what we have in our our towns.
And I know, just because I'm behind the scenes involved with this, but a lot of it is for the love of doing it, because I know that you and the team don't really draw a salary from it, and costs are really kept down to a minimum, and it's actually very much a community project. In a way that obviously there are expenses that have to be covered, but it's not as if there are large salaries involved and that people are living the high life, in that.
I think because we live in a small community, it's not like we can get big city salaries for what we're doing. You can't generate a lot of income from the small businesses, because everyone is trying to survive in the area. So we try to keep the advertising costs to a minimum, and so that it's affordable for everyone. Even if you sell rusks or paint walls or do whatever, walk the dog, you can advertise in the magazine. It's open to everyone. We've got listings for 100 Rand. Then you've got your business out there in our area, So it's, we try and get the whole community involved in a way and support the whole community.
Yeah, which is great. And you also do a market as well that has been running for a while too.
Yeah, we've up to now, I actually counted it this morning, organized 110 events since 2013.
That's amazing.
So we do a monthly market at Grotepost Vineyards at the last Sunday of every month. It's called the Grotepost Country Market. It closes during winter, so for 3 months we rest and prep for the new season. So end of August we're starting the new season again, and this will be season 5 that we're organizing the market. actually can't believe it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and then we involved with the Darling Wildflower Show that's on in the third weekend of September. We organized the market. And for the first year ever, we're also going to be involved with the Voorkamerfest in Darling and organize the market section for them as well, the first weekend in September.
Yeah, it just shows you how taking a small idea and allowing it to grow becomes so much more than one can ever imagine. It's just kind of going out there and doing it, really, and not being afraid.
Yes, just do it.
Just to ask you a specific question, how do you market the magazine?
Because we gave it out for free for how many years? About 3.5 years. That I think that was the base of our marketing, because the whole West Coast people came to know the brand and so on. So now we've got our social media and our websites and so on, but we've got established retail outlets in our area, and also a big marketing platform, I think, for the magazine is also at our events, because we've always have a stand there, and like magazines are for sale. You can pick up a copy there, and we also support if people need things for goodie bags for events in other areas, or even in our area, we donate the magazines to be placed into the goodie bags. So that's another way of marketing, also for the advertisers to market our area as a destination.
Yes.
So it's almost more of a direct thing that we do. And even if we have copies over after the issue is the new issue comes out, we donate it to, say, doctors' rooms, guest houses, old age homes. That way, it doesn't go to waste.
No.
If there's a few copies left, we make sure that it's in circulation somewhere.
And how would you say that in terms of a budget to start with and to try and get out there, when you initially started, the budget was obviously quite small. Was it something that you were able to do without having to take any loans out the bank?
Yeah. I think how we started the business back then is, I think we were three partners. It was myself, Aldre, and Christelle. We each put in 2,000 Rand.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and but that was initially actually just to get our event started. That wasn't even for the magazine. We didn't put any money in for the magazine. They thought I was crazy at that point to start a magazine, and I just said, just leave me. I will sort it out. And I think I just put in the money for the training I did with you.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
My thing was, this thing has to pay for itself. So whatever revenue we generated through advertising had to pay for whatever costs we had. So I had to run the budget like that. Content, pages, whatever I need to make up with the amount of money we receive from advertisers. And I can say that we haven't had a loss like ever. So I'm very happy to say that.
Yeah, that's great. And what about, how would you feel if other little smaller towns around South Africa or even out the country started with a similar concept? How would you feel about that?
I would say, if we inspire other towns to do something similar, I would be really thrilled. It's such a great platform to promote your town and the people and the businesses in your town. and yeah, it's rewarding. It's something you can feel proud about. It's a lot of hard work, but yeah, if you have a passion for people and creating something and seeing an end result, and you don't have anything to do and you're bored, do it.
And often we feel that and I grew up in a small town, you often feel that nothing happens there and you always have to go to the city to make it happen.
Yeah.
But the opposite in what you're saying is like, let the city dwellers come to the small towns.
Yes.
Let's put the small towns on the map by making them interesting and using the community to generate their content and making it a collaborative community project.
Yeah. I can honestly say, I've lived in Cape Town and Joburg and Pretoria. I haven't worked so hard in my life since like the past 5 years. And I know people asking, what are you going to do in Eiserfontein? It's like a retirement village. You have no idea. Like my social life, whatever, there's a lot happening. You actually can't go to everything anymore. And yeah, there's just a lot of opportunities. You just need to make it happen for yourself.
Yeah, complaining about things doesn't often get you anywhere. Yeah. It's about what you're doing to make a difference in that.
Yeah.
How would you inspire those who are listening to kind of take whatever it is, regardless of whether it's a magazine, let's just say it's an idea, something that they want to do? What would be your mentorship advice for those creatives that are sitting there going, I don't have the money, I don't know if it'll work, and all those ifs and buts?
Speaking for myself, I don't like to work really for someone. I like to create my own opportunities. So I would always try and find a way to make it work. So, if you don't have the money, look at a way where you can generate some money to like pay for what you want to do. Like, for example, the magazine, we had to get advertisers to do it. I couldn't get a loan or whatever, or I didn't want to invest some of my own money in that. I always look for opportunities or try and figure out a way around it to make something work. So I don't
like that.
Yeah, I don't
look for the opportunities. Yeah,
I don't sleep a lot, and I get my ideas at strange hours in the morning. So I never stop thinking and looking for ways to solve a problem.
And you're also a mom as well.
Yeah.
And you've got 3 boys and your wife, and you're still maintaining all of that on top of what you're doing.
Yes.
And that is very inspirational because, again, we often find all those excuses in the book why we can't do things.
Yeah.
And yet it's like there's actually no excuse. If you really want to do something, you always make the time for it.
Yeah. I'm very unsympathetic to people that say to me they don't have the time or they don't know how or whatever. My husband works in Joburg basically all the time, so I'm almost like a single mom of 3 boys aged 9, 7 and 5. I have to do homework with them. They've got extramural activities almost every day. I work very hard. So make it happen. Don't talk to the hand. I'm not interested. So solve the problem. Yeah, exactly. That's my advice.
Yeah. Put on your big girl pants and get out there and
get over it.
Yeah, get over your issues. Yeah. It's the same thing with us doing the show too. There's so many things that you can find, criticize, or that you can kind of make excuses not for doing to not do it.
Yeah.
And the whole thing at the end of the day is just do it. It doesn't matter because it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the things in the magazine that I've noticed over time is that when it started, yes, you could look at the first issue and you can find fault with it, but that in itself was perfect.
Yeah.
Because that was the best it could be at the time.
Yeah.
To where it is now.
And if I look back at some of the issues, I don't even want to open it because I want to cringe. But at that time, it was the best that they were available in our area.
Yes.
So we were very proud of it. But if you compare it to like all our latest issues, we've grown so much. And as with anything you do or business, you know, there will be faults. Even in the latest issue, just after we received it from the printer, I saw like a typo. And you can do so much. You can proofread. You can send it to other people to proofread. There will always be something that's not up to your standard. And as you evolve, you know, your standards go up, and it's just, yeah. But at the end of the day, so what? You tried your best. Yeah, just, you know, try harder.
and each episode, I want to say, each magazine comes with its own challenges.
Yeah. You know, every magazine has its own challenge, and people always ask me, but surely you've written about everything in the area by now. You know, you've featured all the restaurants, whatever. I promise you, with every issue, there's something new to talk about or to feature or to bring under the people's attention. So it's strange.
But not
how things work. Yeah.
But it's strange, but it's not strange. It's totally, it's how a natural evolution of a product is. And if you have something that is really worth its weight, it doesn't die out. It has a longer run and longer shelf life, as what you've shown with the magazine.
Yeah.
And I hope that for those who are listening who haven't, you know, gone down the West Coast or picked up a magazine, they can get hold of you. We'll provide your contact details so they can also order, and they can also subscribe to the magazine, because I think it doesn't matter where they are. Some of the articles, the information, the recipes, it's relevant.
Yeah,
it's not limited to the area.
We can post a magazine to you if you want one, but there's an electronic version on our website, iloveyzer.co.za, that's also available. So, you know, if you're not in the area where you can pick up a copy, read it online.
Yes, exactly. Or get a copy at least, so you've got a Vita or the Polytones or Honor, and then you can find them, and when you see them in public, get them to sign the magazine.
Yes, yeah.
Then it becomes a collector's item.
No, we've got a few signed copies at the office as well. We're very privileged to have worked with so many great people that visited our area. So we're really lucky.
Yeah, that is. I'm always inspired by the magazine, and I always feel privileged to be part of that process and their journey with you, because it's a wonderful evolution. So thank you for also allowing me that opportunity too.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to do the magazine without your help.
I'm sure you would have found another willing suspect.
You are a sucker for punishment.
No, I know I am. But also, like you know, when you see that and you kind of want to do something, and there's no point, you know, sitting back and complaining. You just got to get on with it, and you got to make things happen.
Yeah.
And that's what creates opportunities for a person. But I have a question for you.
Okay.
And we usually have like a random question towards the end of the show, where we ask them, the guest, a funny question, or just to kind of give the audience another take on something.
Okay.
What's the funniest thing your boys have done that has just in the last few weeks or the last couple of months that just floored you, that just made you laugh and laugh?
Well, having 3 boys is actually never a dull moment. One of the funniest things that's ever happened was I was dropping off my eldest he was still in grade R, and I reversed into another car, because here's a tip: never park behind me. And the middle child just blurted out, "Ooh, fuck." So yeah, that was very funny for me. I just laughed. I actually couldn't even care about what I just did. And then my middle child is very special. He is just a laugh a minute. And I think, when was it? A few days ago at the dinner table, he asked us what is sex.
Oh
He's
my
7
gosh.
years old. And I just started laughing and I just said, ask your dad.
His dad's like, ask your mom.
So yeah,
Sure.
we're at that stage now.
Yeah, and it's never easy with kids.
No.
But at least they provide entertainment.
They do.
Take the seriousness out of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is what you need after those long days.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nadine. It was wonderful having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time. And I'd like to say to the audience, thank you so much. And thank you for the likes. And thank you for some of the messages we've received and the support that we've had. And the support, yes, from our friends too, but also from those who are not in our network, who have listened to the show and said, I really like your show. And for those students who have been listening to us show too, we have a student who's been taking notes and saying, like, this show's been helping me. It's been inspiring me. It's making me feel like I can do something and I don't have to be the best in my class. I can actually do what I'm really passionate about and what I feel strongly about.
Yeah.
And I would like to thank everybody for that. And we appreciate it because it helps give us the inspiration to continue to produce the content. So thank you. And contact us. You're welcome to send us an email. It's hello@publishergroup.com. And have a fantastic day. High five.
Yay.